Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
Inside every one of us, there exists a dark side. Most people rise above it, but some are consumed by it.
Michael?
Until there is nothing left but pure evil.
Behind these eyes, one finds only darkness. These are the eyes of a psychopath.
Rob Zombie unleashes an extreme vision of terror and reinvents a legend. Halloween.
Hello guys, Michael B. the Game Genie, along again with my hetero life mate, Tommy Manning.
You're calling us now? Hetero life mate?
Hetero life mate.
Okay.
I used to tell people that Lara was actually my hetero life mate. And Lara was like, you do realize that they think we're gay. And I was like, I don't
Lies.
know. It just seemed like a funny thing to say. Anyways guys, welcome. Today we're here to talk about Rob Zombie's Halloween. So Tom, what'd you think of Rob Zombie's Halloween?
I didn't like it.
I'll tell you, he's a man with the words. Like you know, that speaks to my soul. So before we start talking about why we didn't like it, because a lot of people didn't like it. I mean, obviously it was. If you're a true Halloween fan, you don't look very fondly on it. Some people do, and we'll talk about that. But what did you like about it?
Not much, really. I mean, it doesn't portray what John Carpenter put out as the story of Michael Myers. I did like the fact. Well, I guess some of the cool scenes were like, I guess showing him going crazy, kind of becoming the Michael Myers character.
It's interesting because I'll talk about that a little bit later. But one thing that a lot of people really liked from the series was the fact that Jamie Lloyd, who played
Laurie Strode.
Jamie Lloyd, the character, the woman who played Jamie Lloyd, I forget her name, the actress.
Oh yeah, okay,
who played Jamie Lloyd in Halloween 4 and Halloween 5, actually came back and played the sheriff's daughter, Brackett's daughter.
Oh, okay, yes,
in Halloween the remake, and that was a huge boom because there was all the way back to Curse of Michael Myers. There was the fan uproar because I can't remember the actress's name, but she didn't play Jamie Lloyd in Halloween 6 even though she was old enough. Like there was some kind of argument about whether or not she would come back. So that was a big plus. Alright, so basically what Rob Zombie did, to put it in an overview for anybody who hasn't seen the movie, I don't know why you wouldn't have, but Rob Zombie basically retold John Carpenter's original Halloween, but put his spin on it. So I'm going to I'm going to try my best to do this, not non-partisan, that's not the right term,
Unbiased.
but no, I'm not going to give it an unbiased review. I'm going to try to be nice about it. So what Zombie did was he thought what was missing from the original Halloween. Anybody who's seen the iconic original Halloween, you'll know the beginning starts with, we see through the eyes of the young Michael Myers, and we replay the night where he actually killed his sister. And then you're given that very iconic scene of when the parents come home and see him standing outside with the clown costume on, just holding the knife. So what Zombie did in his was he actually went back and he really, really went deep into the early years of Michael Myers and explored his childhood and gave the reason why he became a psychopath.
Yeah.
So he used a lot of things that are basically profiling that basically like the FBI would do. They'll profile a serial killer and talk about like his years growing up and abusive animals, other things like that. And this is where, for me, it diverges, and I don't like it, because half of the reason Halloween was so special and so cool, the original Halloween was, it was a mystery. Like, there was, you know, they just talked about evil. They didn't try to explain it, they didn't try to put anything to it. You just knew it was evil, and you didn't know why. So, in Rob Zombie's Halloween, like, they really went into detail about him becoming a psychopath. But they also gave the whole background of how he came from this broken home. It was this real trailer trash home where his mom was lower class. She was a stripper. She had this out of work like stepfather boyfriend, dirtbag that was abusive. And that also diverges from the magic from the original too, because in the original they lived in a very nice house. They had a very nice, you know, upper middle class family. There was just no reason, no rhyme or reason for him to go crazy. And in this one they really tried too hard. So Michael ends up killing, you know, doesn't just kill his sister, he kills the family in this one. He's very vicious when he does it. But here's where they make the mistake too. They go too much into his time in the mental institution as well. Insane asylum, whatever you want to call it. Like, don't be offended by the terminology I'm using, because it's not me trying to be behind the times in the terminology. It's just using the terminology from the old movies and stuff like that. So understand that, you know? So basically they did the whole him under therapy, and that took away the magic from it too, because really in the original, after Michael killed his family, he was never normal again. No. But in this one, after Michael killed his family, like he's in the asylum, and like he's basically like talking, and you know, like he's not there yet. He hasn't become the monster. He hasn't become the evil, the shape. And he's still talking, and I was like, right there, that kills the movie for me. There is no way I can enjoy it. The minute he killed his sister, he, like a switch. It was a switch, and he just turned evil. And they missed it. Rob Zombie missed the whole point of what Halloween was.
He tried to explain it and put a life story behind it.
And even the thing about the masks, like trying to explain why he wore masks, that like he was ashamed of what he was in front of his mother. It was terrible. Like, it's so awful. Like Rob Zombie, like I give you a lot of credit for Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses, but I mean, this was a project you should not have touched. This was...
It's a classic.
You did wrong. Your wife was tremendous in it. Like I love Sharon Moon Zombie. You know, just because she's cast in a bad movie doesn't mean that she was bad. She was great.
No, she was fantastic.
I thought she was great as Michael Myers' mother. I didn't like the character, but her acting was fine. And usually I'm judgmental because I'm like, oh, of course, it's a Rob Zombie movie. Look who's cast. But she was good.
No, she was good, yeah.
So, anyways, then we get Michael slowly turns into an adult. And does he ever turn into an adult? They got Wolverine, who's actually a former WCW wrestler. Look it up. They got Sabretooth from the original X-Men movie. And he, what's his name? Taylor Myers? Or Taylor Mayne, I think his name is.
I think.
Taylor Mayne. And the guy's like 7'1", and like 380 pounds, and I can't explain to you how stupid this is. Like, if you go back to the original Halloween, Michael's just an average guy. Like, again, we're missing the point of how scary it is. Just that this is average middle class family. Something happens. Let me finish this point.
Go ahead.
So, average middle class family, and then an average sized guy just puts on a mask and goes around killing people. Why that's scary is because it's possible. The giant monster thing, that's so missed the point. Like, it's terrible. It was too big. It was stupid.
But again, that's Rob Zombie trying to I guess I don't want to say personify, but trying to characterize Michael Myers. He's this big, scary monster. But in the classical thing, in the classic movie, he was just, like I said, you said, some average guy just snapped. All of a sudden snapped. And that was it. And they didn't explain his backstory. They didn't explain how his mother died. They didn't do it. That was the whole mystery of it, right? And Rob Zombie delved too far into the psyche and the family economic stuff of his family to no one cares. Really, no one cares about Michael Myers, and he was upper, he was lower class, and no one cares.
So I mean, to me, then you go on and they go through the killings like they did with the original movie. Like, pretty much after Rob Zombie puts his like basically dirtbag spin on Halloween.
Yeah.
Then they go through the motions, and the only thing that's different in the end is that it's been a while since I've seen it, so you're gonna have to, you know, forgive me on this. But in the end, when Laurie Strode actually tries to kill Michael, like she goes off, like she goes insane, which is the only real area where it super departs from the original movie.
Yes.
And also, I think Michael also viciously attacks Dr. Loomis in it. Malcolm McDowell, who I love, he played a very weird Dr. Loomis.
Yeah.
And it's such an iconic role. Like, I mean, it's very hard to pick that up from, forget the actor's name now, but he was in James Bond's Blofeld.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I can picture him.
It's killing me now.
Yeah, I can picture him.
What a great movie review. I can't even remember who played the original Dr. Loomis.
Yeah,
anyways, Malcolm McDowell's...
He did a decent job of Dr. Loomis, but it's not the same.
Yeah, and I love Malcolm McDowell, but that seemed
good.
like it missed too.
Yeah.
It's just everything about Rob Zombie's movie. Like, basically it was, what would Halloween been like if it was dirtbags instead of in middle class America?
Or as we say in Newfoundland, skeets.
Well, yeah, skeets. So really, that's what I'll say. And the reason why we wanted to talk about this one first is because just recently I saw an interview that John Carpenter did. John Carpenter's a fantastic human being. Like, he is a very interesting individual. If you ever get a chance to see John Carpenter talk and stuff like that, like, do it, because he doesn't often do it, and when he does, like, he's on point. And they asked him what he thought of Rob Zombie's Halloween, and like, basically he said exactly how I felt about it, like piece for piece. He basically said they took away the mystique and basically the whole evil of Michael Myers by trying to explain too much about his past, and then they just said, and they made him too damn big. That pretty much, those two sentiments right there sum up my problems with the Halloween remake. Anyways, not all these horror movie reviews are going to be so judging, but I am going to review the Friday the 13th remake, so that'll be surprising, to say the least. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this. I'll talk to you next time.
See you guys.